From a contestant whose cheating scandal left her battling serious emotional fallout and a period pause, to another who tragically took her own life shortly after the show, this is what really happened to the Hell's Kitchen chefs who were caught cheating, starting with Matthew Francis Johnson, who entered Hell's Kitchen Young Guns in Episode 2, Season 20. He presented himself as a confident young cook with a modern food media background, but almost immediately, cracks began to show. His early challenge performances were shaky, and during dinner service, his station quickly spiraled into chaos.
Oh my God. Is that the chicken? For this table? Do you have the chicken for this table?
Forgot one chicken on VIP, chef.
Okay.
That chaos came to a head when Chef Ramsay noticed something no contestant is supposed to have on the line.
After you left the kitchen, I found this. A fucking meat thermometer.
In the middle of service, Matthew was seen pulling a personal digital meat thermometer out of his pocket and checking proteins. This wasn't a team-issued tool, and it wasn't provided by the kitchen. It was something he had brought in himself, violating the show's strict rule against unauthorized equipment during service. Ramsay addressed the blue team, and the moment wasn't subtle. He directly confronted Matthew about the thermometer, making it clear that Hell's Kitchen is designed to test instinct, technique, and experience, not reliance on personal gadgets. The irony made the situation worse, because even with the thermometer, the kitchen came out undercooked. The tool that was supposed to protect him only highlighted his lack of control.
How incredible that somebody sneaked a meat thermometer in here, and then we still couldn't produce any cooked protein.
Ramsay's frustration was obvious. He didn't see the thermometer as clever. He saw it as cutting corners. Instead of confiscating it, he handed it back, making sure the entire kitchen understood that relying on shortcuts like this wasn't how things were done.
And the next time you decide to cook protein, use it fucking properly. Good night.
Matthew's troubles didn't begin or end with that moment. Earlier in the episode, his signature dish had already raised concerns, and during challenges, he struggled with basic execution. The thermometer incident simply became the breaking point, proof that even when he tried to give himself an advantage, he still couldn't deliver safe, consistent food. Matthew was eliminated in Episode 2, becoming one of the earliest exits of the season, with Matthew's name forever associated with the meat thermometer scandal. After leaving the show, Matthew shifted away from traditional restaurant kitchens and focused on combining his cooking skills with digital storytelling. He went on to create culinary content, producing cooking videos and podcasts that highlight his recipes and kitchen experiences. He also worked with Freshly in recipe development and content management, blending his passion for food with media. Not much else is widely reported, but it's clear Matthew is carving his own path, using the show as a springboard to explore food in new creative ways while building a career that goes beyond the conventional restaurant line.
I definitely hoped I could last longer, but Hell's Kitchen is hell for a reason. Yes, I use the meat thermometer, but I promise I can actually cook real food. I really wanted Chef to see who I am, but I feel like I just never had the chance.
But while Matthew pushed boundaries during service, another chef tried to bend the rules when he thought no one was watching. Andrew Bonito competed during Season 1 when Hell's Kitchen was still raw, unfiltered, and far less polished than later seasons. And from the very first episode, Andrew stood out, not for talent, but for conflict.
You know all this big fucking fat mouth of yours? It's getting you nowhere.
In Episode 1, Andrew's problems started immediately. During opening dinner service, his dish, a poorly executed crab preparation, went out to diners despite obvious flaws. Shortly after tasting it, a female customer became visibly sick and threw up, prompting a reaction from both the dining room and the kitchen. Ramsay was furious. The incident wasn't framed as a minor mistake. It was considered a fundamental failure of judgment and execution. Serving food so bad that it made a diner physically ill instantly put Andrew on Ramsay's radar, and not in a good way. But Andrew's most controversial moment didn't happen during service. In Episode 6, after losing a challenge, the blue team was given a punishment that involved restricted access to storage areas.
Second part of your punishment. I'm locking your storeroom this evening.
During the punishment, Andrew was caught attempting to tape the storage door latch, preventing it from locking properly. The move would have allowed easier access and reduced the difficulty of the punishment.
Just fucking do it. Just give me the masking. Oh, I gotcha.
Andrew didn't get away with it though. Sous Chef Scott caught him in the act and immediately rebuked him. It was clear that punishment is part of the competition, and trying to cheat the system, even outside service, wasn't acceptable. The moment wasn't brushed off as clever thinking. It was treated as what it was: dishonesty.
What are you doing? Get Get that fucking tape off of there.
During the signature dish challenge, Andrew served what he termed Andrew's absolute penne, but Ramsay called it absolute dog shit after spitting it out.
You think you're smart, yeah?
I have my moments.
How long have you been cooking?
About 10 years.
What a waste of 10 years.
Throughout the season, Andrew repeatedly clashed with Ramsay, often challenging criticism instead of accepting it. His cooking didn't improve, his attitude didn't soften, and his credibility in the kitchen continued to erode.
I don't think it was my risotto that made her throw up.
You're always right, you, and that's your fucking problem.
That's not what
Eventually, Ramsay eliminated Andrew mid-plea, cutting him off before he could fully defend himself and declaring that he was simply out of his depth. After his dramatic exit from Hell's Kitchen Season 1, Andrew Benito stepped out of the reality TV spotlight and back into the restaurant world. Instead of chasing fame, he focused on the behind-the-scenes side of kitchens, taking management roles at places like the Palm and Bond 45 in Manhattan. There, he learned the real nuts and bolts of running a restaurant, scheduling, logistics, and keeping a team running smoothly. Over time, Andrew moved up the ladder into bigger leadership roles. He worked as director of operations at Who Kitchen and later as director of strategic initiatives for LM Restaurant Group. Today, he's vice president at Eat Restaurant Partners, shaping operations at a strategic level rather than cooking behind the line. While Andrew got caught taping the storage room during a punishment, Zach went further, reusing fish that Ramsay had already thrown out. Zach entered Hell's Kitchen as a confident head line cook from Philadelphia. Early on, he looked like someone who could go far, loud, charismatic, and sure of his skills. But that confidence quickly collided with Ramsay's standards, and one moment in particular defined his time in the competition.
It's cold! Ray, it's cold. 1 minute before your fucking linguini's ready. Now! When are you two gonna wake up?
Russia.
During dinner service in episode 4, Zach was on the fish station. He prepared a salmon that was still raw inside, the kind of mistake Ramsay spots in half a second. Ramsay sent it back and made it clear the fish wasn't cooked properly.
Back! The salmon's raw! I've got 8-year-old girls in the dining room. The salmon's raw! Raw! Start again!
Instead of simply starting again, Zach pushed back, insisting there was nothing wrong with it.
Chef told me that I can't use the fish that I had just cooked off, but the salmon looked perfect. So I figured all I gotta do is finish it off and send it out.
But Chef Ramsay was no fool. Judging by the speed Zach used to start over again, he knew something was fishy.
Where's this from?
That's the old stuff, Chef.
That's the old stuff.
Yes, Chef.
When he was confronted about it, Zach tried to play smart by denying the truth.
No, Chef.
Have we, Zach?
No, Chef. We're doing the thing straight to the order.
The truth?
Yes, Chef. That's why they're still there, Chef.
That's when Ramsay's patience snapped. He didn't just call out the mistake, he objected to the denial.
Look at me, in the fucking eyes. Did you take salmon from the back and reheat it?
I tried
Hey,
to.
Yes or no?
No, Chef. It's right here.
Shut the fuck up.
Ramsay reminded him that he sees everything that leaves the pan. Trying to pass off undercooked food and then refusing to admit it was basically an insult to his intelligence, and this became a pattern. Across the season, Zach repeatedly struggled with timing and basic execution. Cold sauces, uncooked meat, and poor coordination with his teammates.
There's seasoning there.
Okay, understood.
Why is this slice open? Don't lie.
Don't you lie to me.
Season it.
I'm so fucking pissed at Zach. I'm like, dude, you fucked me.
What's he got against you? What
I
is
don't know,
it?
Chef.
Chef, I don't have nothing against him.
But what really stood out was how often he'd argue or deflect when confronted, instead of just saying, "Yes, chef." In Gordon Ramsay's kitchen, mistakes happen, but lying or dodging responsibility does not. By the middle point of the season, the tension was clear. Ramsay would ask Zach direct questions, and too often the answers weren't clear or honest. Service after service, that lack of accountability eroded trust, until it wasn't just the food breaking down, it was communication.
Is that clear now?
Yes, that's very
I
clear.
appreciate that.
Thank you, Chef.
That's
Not a
why I
problem.
called you fuckface.
Not a problem.
Because you're fucking them and you're
I
fucking
understand.
me.
I'm gonna fuck anybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eventually, in episode 16, Ramsay had seen enough. Zach's exit wasn't about one dish. It was about a pattern of poor judgment and refusal to take responsibility under pressure. In Ramsay's words, "There was once a chef named Zach, for words he didn't lack. But in the kitchen, he was no magician and he won't be coming back." After Hell's Kitchen Season 11, Zach Womack stepped away from the pressure cooker world of televised fine dining and focused on building a career on his own terms. Instead of chasing the spotlight, he kept cooking, but in ways that gave him more creative control and a calmer camera life than Ramsay's kitchen ever allowed. Today, Zach works as a freelance chef, running pop-up dinners, private events, food demos, and cooking classes. It lets him stay close to the craft without the chaos of a TV kitchen. Outside of work, he has also moved forward personally, building a family and becoming a father, showing that life after the show wasn't about drama anymore, just food, work, and real-world priorities. Zach's attempt to play smart backfired, but he wasn't the only chef who had something fishy going on. Adam Livo arrived on Hell's Kitchen Season 14, eager to prove his culinary skills under Gordon Ramsay's intense standards. In Episode 3, during the Alaskan Fish Challenge, chefs had to prepare halibut with complementary sides, each using their own mise en place.
I should have peed before we got down there, because as soon as I touched that cold water, woo! Had to chew that back.
When Adam's risotto fell behind, he borrowed rice from teammate Millie Medley to finish his dish rather than restart on his own.
I got that.
Yeah.
It was the guest judge, Michael Cimarusti, who noticed that their meals were suspiciously aligned. On camera, Adam admitted it.
Millie.
I have a halibut franchise batter with a bell pepper rice.
How did you guys both wind up with rice on the dish? Did you guys share on that one, or?
Did you take some of Millie's rice? I'm sorry? Did you take Millie's rice? Yes, sir.
Adam.
This singular act cost the blue team the win. Ramsay showed clear disappointment before the point went to the red team.
This was your dish. Absolutely, sir. So no shared ingredients. You got it, chef. Not good.
It wasn't sabotage, but a documented rule breach under pressure. The mistake cost his team points and undermined Ramsay's trust in his decision-making.
No shared ingredients. You got it, chef. Not good.
I have to go with Michelle's dish.
Michelle's dish. Great job. Red team, you've got the point. Ladies, well done. Congratulations.
Afterward, Adam continued in dinner service, but his performance faltered. On the meat station and other critical tasks, his timing and execution suffered. Ramsay's comments shifted from constructive criticism to pointed frustration, highlighting the recurring issue of reliability under pressure. By episode 8, Ramsay eliminated Adam, citing his inability to consistently perform and recover from the earlier challenge mistake. After Hell's Kitchen Season 14, Adam Livo didn't chase TV fame. He went back into real kitchens. He took on leadership roles, including executive chef at Shaka Burrito in New York, then later became executive chef at iPlay America in New Jersey, where he focused on menu development and day-to-day kitchen operations. It was a quieter path than reality TV, but it kept him cooking and in charge. In 2019, Adam flipped the script, trading reality show chaos for community kitchens. As director of culinary operations at the Trenton Area Soup Kitchen, he now oversees massive meal programs feeding thousands. On top of that, he runs Emilio's Culinary Academy, a hands-on training program teaching aspiring cooks the skills and certifications they need to land real kitchen jobs. Just as Adam's quick thinking under pressure backfired, another chef's desperate decision would make for one of Hell's Kitchen's most shocking moments. Pastry chef Jen Yamala arrived on Hell's Kitchen Season 3 with strong early performances, but in Episode 3, a single misstep during dinner service would define her story. That evening, the red team faced a surge of orders and the pasta station fell behind. Jen had prepared spaghetti earlier, but by the time she needed it for new orders, the batch had been discarded.
Julia, what you got in here is enough for 2 orders, okay? Okay. I'm gonna toss this other one.
Under extreme pressure and racing against the clock, Jen made a fateful choice. She retrieved previously cooked pasta from the trash, rinsed it, and intended to serve it. Her teammate Julia Williams immediately intervened, stopping Jen before any unsafe food reached diners.
212 kills the bacteria, and then I decided to serve it.
Where'd you get it from?
The garbage on the top.
No. No way.
The incident was captured on camera and seen by fellow contestants alike. Ramsay's reaction was a mix of disbelief and strict reprimand. Using discarded food was not just a rule violation, but also a very serious health hazard. Jen recognized the gravity of her action, openly admitting her mistake and taking responsibility in the team meeting later that evening.
I trashed spaghetti. I put it right on the top, and I took a little bit off the top, washed it, and put it back in the water.
Unlike some competitors who try to hide their missteps, Jen's accountability prevented immediate elimination, and Ramsay allowed her to continue in the competition.
Why should you stay?
I love my job and taking charge of situations.
You're taking pasta out the bin as well. Get out of here. And you, Missy, stay away from bins.
Jen was eventually eliminated in the semifinals, but her trash pasta moment remains one of Hell's Kitchen's most infamous incidents. A stark example of how stress, desperation, and a split-second decision can create one of the most memorable, cautionary moments in reality cooking television. After Hell's Kitchen Season 3, Jen Yamala, now Jen Rivak, said the show took a serious emotional toll. In later interviews, she explained that the stress and backlash from her time on TV, especially the pasta from the trash moment, left her mentally drained and struggling to adjust back to normal life. She even described feeling borderline suicidal during that season and said she was so stressed that she didn't even get her period for 6 weeks. Those comments came from Jen herself in post-show interviews, where she opened up about how harsh the reality TV environment really was. In time, Jen rebuilt her career on her own terms. She returned to pastry work in Pennsylvania, including the Inn at Turkey Hill. She later launched her own dessert business, Jentastic Sweets, making custom cookies and cakes and teaching decorating classes. Today, she's married, a mom, and still working in pastry. Proof that even after a rough exit and a tough recovery, she found her footing again in the baking world. Jen's story shows just how heavy the emotional toll of the pressure inside a reality TV kitchen can be. But our next chef's words caused consequences he never saw coming outside the kitchen. Vinnie entered Hell's Kitchen Season 8 as a confident New York chef with solid technical skills and a sharp tongue to match. He cooked well for much of the season, but he also had a habit of pushing boundaries. During a dinner service where he was assigned to the dining room, Vinnie started telling guests to skip ordering side dishes because he didn't think the kitchen could get them out fast enough. That might sound harmless, but in Ramsey's world, it was basically rewriting the menu on the fly. When Gordon found out, he went straight at him for undermining the brigade and interfering with service.
They can't have side orders because it takes too long to get out of the kitchen.
What I said was I'd be happy to bring him to you.
Shut up! So he said they could not have side orders because it would take too long.
That is not what I told him.
You do not decide what goes out of this kitchen.
I don't know.
Get out!
Yes, chef.
Ramsey lit into him for undermining the kitchen, and that incident, along with a few lapses like trying to send out old risotto, helped end his run in 7th place, just shy of a black jacket. But Vinnie's real story starts after the cameras stopped rolling. Post-show, he stayed firmly in the food world and built an independent career instead of chasing TV fame. He opened his own restaurant in New York called Room 55, which earned local attention and ran for several years before closing in 2018.
Hello, my name is Vinnie. I'm the chef and owner of Room 55.
He also appeared on Restaurant Startup, where his concept actually won, showing that beyond the drama, he had real business instincts. From there, Vinnie shifted into executive chef and culinary director roles, working across different venues and helping shape menus and kitchen teams behind the scenes. More recently, he's focused his work as a private chef and hospitality professional, staying close to the craft without the chaos of reality show pressure. He confirmed this himself in an interview with Guilty Eats. He spoke of how he works mostly as a private chef in Miami. Vinnie bent the rules with his words in the dining room, but Ben's shortcuts happened right on the line where every move was supposed to be fair. Ben Walanka walked into Hell's Kitchen Season 5 with huge confidence and an even bigger presence. From the start, he was loud, outspoken, and very sure of his own ideas, which sometimes caused tension in the kitchen when teamwork and calm execution mattered most. During the Taste It Now, Make It challenge, Ben tried to hoard a key ingredient, peridone, while recreating Ramsey's fish stew, hoping it would give him an advantage.
Right when I tasted Chef Ramsey's dish, the first thing I tasted was peridone.
Not that he's willing to share this information with anyone else.
Ramsey caught him, labeled him a selfish bastard, and he still lost the challenge.
Ben, your alcohol is community property, yes?
Yes, I just was...
Yeah, I don't care, you shellfish bastard.
No.
Yeah.
Ben's time on Hell's Kitchen Season 5 was a mix of talent and frustration. From salty bisques to cold carrot puree, he often over-explained dishes instead of executing them cleanly.
It hurts when someone goes at you like that.
Meanwhile, Ramsey's critiques were sharp and constant, and Ben's ego sometimes clashed with the kitchen's reality. He finished in 4th place that season, showing both grit and inconsistency.
The oven door's spending more time open than it's closed, so how can you cook the Wellington perfectly when you're opening the door?
It's impossible. The oven will cool off, Chef.
Cook the Wellington in the convector!
In the convection oven, yes, Chef.
On his later Hell's Kitchen All-Stars comeback, ongoing health issues, including managing diabetes, made it hard to keep up with Ramsey's pace. Ramsey said he didn't think Ben could go the distance.
Young man, I haven't taken my eyes off you since you arrived in Hell's Kitchen, and I don't think you can go the distance. Give me a jacket.
After his Hell's Kitchen runs, Ben didn't just disappear. He turned his experience into a real culinary and media presence. He became a TV host on the Big Ten Cookout, where his bold personality and cooking skills reached audiences beyond Ramsay's kitchen. He also shifted into serious chef leadership roles, serving as executive sous chef and co-owner at 1500 Degrees, a restaurant project that gave him real responsibility beyond reality TV. Over the years, he has worked in casino kitchens like Ameristar and Hard Rock in northern Indiana, taken on consulting chef gigs, and embraced every opportunity to hone his craft and share his passion on and off the camera. Despite a tough second run due to health challenges linked to diabetes, online community discussions show that Ben has prioritized his well-being. It appears to be doing better now compared to during All-Stars, with fans sharing recent updates showing him healthier and more active. Ben tried to outsmart others inside the kitchen, but our next chef proves that sometimes the struggle doesn't stay in the kitchen. It can be loud, chaotic, and burned as hard as the food she sent out. Rachel Brown was a contestant on Hell's Kitchen Season 2 who stood out, not because she was the most talented, but because her time in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen fell apart in some dramatic and unforgettable ways. Early on, Rachel struggled with basic execution. She burned duck and repeatedly overcooked quail, sending meat back from the pass and forcing Ramsay to stop service to address the chaos.
Rachel, you're on fire. The duck is burned.
Yes, chef.
Rachel!
Yes, chef.
Come here, you. Come here. Now, fuck it. All of you, come here. Right now. And eat. Eat that. Eat it. Because I'm dying to understand what's going through your fucking mind. Now, what do you think of the quail?
It's overcooked. Still too much reduction on the sauce, chef, and deboned.
At one point, after a Wellington came out way overdone, she tried to fix it by smothering it in sauce and sending it up anyway, a move Ramsay instantly saw through and shut down.
She's hoping, however, that painting them with a little sauce will make them appear less well done.
Ramsay's frustration was clear as he pulled her aside and bluntly told her she was screwing up the kitchen and couldn't handle the pressure.
Down tonight.
You already have. I want to pull it back.
I will get you through entree.
By the time she was eliminated in episode 5, it was obvious that her nerves had overwhelmed her ability to perform under pressure. Ramsay's exit remarks made it clear she didn't have the stability needed to run a kitchen.
She buckled, panicked, and actually screwed the kitchen completely. You've got no chance of running a successful business if you can't handle one section.
What happened after the show was tragic. Rachel was found dead at her home in Bedford, Texas, on May 9, 2007, at age 41. Her death was ruled a suicide by gunshot wound, according to multiple reports and community sources, and she was survived by her partner. While some fans and online discussions link her Hell's Kitchen experience to her death, there is no official statement confirming the show caused it. Some accounts point to existing health struggles and personal challenges that predated her TV appearance. Debate and speculation continue among viewers about how the pressure of reality TV may have affected her mental health, but the exact reasons behind her death are complex and not fully documented. Today, Rachel is remembered by viewers and by people who knew her off camera. She was a kind, genuine person who truly loved to cook, even if Hell's Kitchen wasn't the right place for her. Her story is a powerful reminder that behind the TV drama and sharp editing are real people carrying real struggles into those kitchens.